Nata Bird Sanctuary is a home to many animal species. It is also an excellent place to photograph variety of grazing animals such as the blue wildebeest, the springbok, and the ostriches. The Swapen, which stresses 30 kilometers by 40, is one of the most attractive pen in the northern part of Botswana. It is also the best place to view magnificent sunset. Nata River is a source of life for both animal and human beings that causes a little conflict between human and birds feeding on fish. The pied kingfisher has to get its evening meal of fish before it gets dark, but there is a stumbling block in the river: the human beings. These two boys spend time in the river fishing, and by so doing forcing birds to search for food on the other side of the river. This grassland vegetation is a hiding place for the ostriches. They hide their eggs from the predators in these tall grasses. It is still cool in the morning, and the solitary bull is grazing before it can take its day-long rest. On a day, a bull can feed up to 300 kg of food. Grazing all day under hot sun is hard work and tiring. Mud bathing sounds like a good idea to cool off and to drive away biting insects. This solitary bull is isolated from a herd of elephants, and this can be because of old age and the fact that it cannot keep up the pace with the bachelor herds. Sometimes bulls do what they call mock charge. This is another way of threatening its enemies, but with no intention to kill.
You stand your ground, and then to do the same, and they'll charge open ears. But if elephants come with ears closed, head down, they will most likely not stop. These bulls would tend to do that when they come, when they're on must, when they mate. They tend to possess that aggression.
Most mature elephants, especially bulls, pay no attention to passing vehicles. This is because they grew up in their presence, and this can result in them getting injured or even death. About 15 kilometers north of Nata village lies Maposa village. Here, people depend on agriculture for their livelihoods, and all is not well. The farmers are angry about the constant damage caused by the wild animals in their farmlands.
Bothata ba re kopana le bone ke bone ba ditou, masogo le dikgabo. Yaanong yaka o bona mosimo yana tou e ne e tsene gore a re go tsena ga yone ra bo re le ka go e tshosa ne e lwa gone ke gone a ka igeletse pa mosimao.
Elephants are really a problem. We have to acknowledge that. The problem, one reason is that because in our neighboring countries, elephants are being shot, and then Botswana has stopped hunting for a couple of years. Elephants have found Botswana as a safe haven, and therefore they tend to concentrate or spend some time when avoiding threats or being killed in other neighboring countries. And that resulted in them being too many, in the sense that they end up going through towns, and as we have dams all over the country, they're located water sources, and then they ended up having elephants all over. Human-wildlife conflict. It's mainly when the two species compete for land. As civilization grows, people building more homes, more towns, communities expanding, eating off on the land that animals need to use on day-to-day basis. So that's what's the resulting impact. And then that comes down to eventually having some species like predators, lions, overlapping the game reserves or the fence confinement that they have to live in. When they end up killing livestock, and elephants encroaching, overlapping those fences, and end up destroying crops.
Shamrock Maposa is lucky to be alive to tell a story of how he wrestled with an elephant, trying to stop it from eating his crops.
Iberita kitangwana mshimani ngwana ka ari raholo mkuko harnya la hobolo kito karnya la har ka swa gona molato ka gore re swela tsone dijo ko bogologolo ne re ya makgwera go swela ko mokoti re swela tsone dijo ka mane se re berita le ngwana ka re ba bolawa ha re rapa ha re rapa ngwana ka re kitseo nna ka ha ke utu thata go ditsebe e be le gore ha re kitseo oh kitseo di gorogile e be le gore re kgotetsa mollo ha re kgotetsa mollo ka tinegile e be goroga ke be le ngata e tone ya bojwang gone ya go bapa le bolao a re ke e gorogile ntate mogolo ha re gorogile ka ba ke phadimoga ke tsa ngata bojwang ke tsenya mo mollo ha ke riana ke bona ke e gorogile ka ba ke tsholetsa ngata ka ra tsena mo mollo ya ba e khirimetsa ikrimeta ibina o ne le mahutuhutu gona ne ikrimeta te e dirile mahutu ikrimeta e dira mahutuhutu ka re itse moshimanyana go ema ke be ke khantile be boa ke tsamaye ka iketo hita yema ha ema ka re tsama re khotetsa molelo re tsama be no ngata ya hela e be ema khantile kele tsamaye
ne ke limile le 2 hectares ha gona le mo manotonyana ela di kile dintshitse 2 hectares ke be ke lima 3 hectares ta dinawa a bona se ke le ka tsama ke jala gape ka le bogore seno bontse ke be ke ta ke lima 2 hectares ya meat okay ha o tsena teng gone ho meat wa ke tswa teng gombeno ya mona wa khata ha o ka tsa senepe yana wa supetsa batho gone go batile gore batho ba nata batile go gola ka no kana meat wa teng ga bo pele he ya no mathata ke half ya hectare dintshitse.
In North America, that happens in Canada, and more so in the U.S. Canada, we've got lots of space for everyone, animal and human.
The caring government of Botswana is equal to the task.
Some experts suggested what you call corridors. Corridors is that if you to build fence that divert elephants off villages, but allows them to pass through them in a corridor, I mean like electrified passage, which or fences, which allows them to still follow their movement patterns and change area to area. But that can be expensive for the government. In this case, when you have elephants, we have dams around villages. That corridor thing is not going to work because we have dams that were built by the government in intention of irrigation or farming. And the elephants have located those dams and they're not going nowhere. So we are unfortunately in a situation where we are forced to reduce populations.
Umpeno hona le bashimani gate simollang yo mngwe gate simolla yo mngwe gate khanye bashimani ba ne ba berekela mo sepako a ba bitsa bosigo ba goro ba na le go nyana mo ka re peninyana mo go thuntsha twa a gore twa ya sia dia tsama ya go etsa 2 days 3 days ya do malatsi a re bolaile ke dikoloi yone ya bone e sa ti ke jaaka ke na le di cricket ha ke tsone tse ke le ka tsone mme ke lemogile gore monko wa yone cricket o botoka o utla ya ka mosidi wa thobo ha di ka utwa ha ke ka thuntsa ka ya gone ha ya ka dine di le ha maloba ke thuntshitse ka ba ke taga ke thuntsa di utwa monko ne tsa tsama ha go sena cricket di tsama di bua gone o bosigo jo.
That night, a filming crew spent a night with Mr. Maposa, hoping to see the night visitors. Few minutes after arriving, Maposa received a call from his wife. She was alerting him of a solitary bull that passed through the village, heading towards his farmland.
Hello, Maji. Larry. Ai bana ile hakai. Hora re ka hante ya bo madube ka. Oh, hora re ka, ka. Jesus. Oh. Okay, hora re patrol. Ika. Ari salem. Ai bana thuchana hai di kwa. Ya re tulo.
It was about 100 meters from where we were, and this is getting very exciting. It seems like we won't get enough sleep tonight. Fearless Maposa decided to confront it face to face in the dark. It was the battle of Goliath and Moses.
Agree to it. It.
After some minutes, the bull retreated and went away. But the battle was not over.
Toloko ena o si ha o ita yana ngungu o ita. Ita di suru dira. Ha ke re o suru di to di soking. Ha di kopana di khomo. Di na le di toloko. Ha di sa sabe toloko. Lo ena le ho ita yana di go tsa ya ka lo ena o tshwana le di khomo se.
There's only two types of elephants that can potentially attack you. That is when you are encountering a bull that is on a mating condition. It's a temporal condition which is called as must. It's called must, which you spell M-U-S-T-H. I think it should be Greek or it's not a Latin word. But basically that must means that that bull, on a couple of weeks, you'll notice those bulls there's a gland just behind the eye. If you look just between the eye and the ear flap, there will be some gland that is leaking, some kind of oil secreting going down like a teardrop. So that mainly discharges some fluid, and it's known by experts that it shows stress. And therefore, when bulls are on that period of must, they are known to be having high testosterone levels, more than 6 times more than the actual normal amount. And that means those levels influence anger. And then they're often seen, fighting against anything that comes close by. Even if when they're not with females. When they're on that period, they would mostly pull away from head, and also look for cows that are also on heat. Even if a lone bull that is on must, when it come across you, can be aggressive. I don't have to be necessarily with a head. But then again, the other point which you are likely to be attacked by an elephant is when you encounter a female that is with the head. It will mostly be big females that are called matriarchs. So elephant, unlike other species, they are led by a big female, which is called a matriarch. So there is a matriarchal society. So it's a family structure that is led by a very big female. So that female's responsibility mainly would be to defend the herd, but mainly the young ones. So whenever you find the head of elephant with young ones, know that it's a likelihood that they may be aggressive because they feel vulnerable. They feel vulnerable, and especially when men encroach too close to them. Therefore, you are advised to stay away as far as possible.
Shamrock Maposa is not the only one who suffered the attacks from wild animals. Still in this village, Tangusa, a retired mine worker, also escaped death after being attacked by a buffalo.
Ya ka o bona le drama ya ko morago kwa reita yone drama ele gantsi ga e utlwa modumo e boela kwa morago ga e setse di bogoma ga e letse di bogoma ke go e tshosa ka thobolo yela.
Yeah, in Canada, there's not much that's done. I mean, we have our national parks and our provincial parks. And people that use them are normally there's signs to inform them how to behave around animals. Don't feed the animals. Don't get between young animals and their parents. Really basic safety stuff. They'll probably have like an information board telling you about stuff like that at the park.
I would advise people that one of the main things that we must keep in mind is that when we walk in the bush, nowadays especially, even if it's the bush that you knew for 20 years, that there is no species of elephant, you must be vigilant. When you walk, try to stick downwind. That is one concept that will help you. Downwind meaning that whenever you are going in the bush, try and be going against the wind than to go downwind. You know, whether you are in search of your goats or anything. But again, the other thing that will help you is the color code. Elephants mainly, they don't have a good eyesight. Try and the other critical thing is to be quiet. whether you're working with 2 or 3 friends, if you're busy, for instance, talking and chatting in the bush and all that, the bush is unpredictable. So just treat it like you're in a game reserve, because now elephants are all over outside. So the main thing, walk quietly, walk downwind, try and wear clothes that are bush friendly, like colors that are kind of greenish towards to camouflage together with the bush. Because in the events where you encounter elephants, when you come quietly, you are very likely to pick the elephants before they pick you. So the first thing that you must do if you're in a close encounter, you must stand your ground and assess, because some people see elephants and then they run for their life, and then you're running into other more heads of elephants because you're running like a headless chicken, basically. You will be just running with no direction because it's dangerous. It's very important that when you pick elephants, and mostly when you encounter elephants, they're not likely just going to begin a charge. They will give a warning by growling or rumbling, which will pick his elephants. But you must stand and assess, wait and assess. If there's big trees or big obstacles like termite mounds, try and freeze behind that tree and hide behind those objects. Sometimes if you encounter really close in like 10, 15 meters, an elephant charging it, the most desperate thing, if you can't stand your ground, to scream at it, which is the best thing to do. But if you opt to run, then the elephant charges you. You're advised to run in a zigzag. But usually elephants attack people within 30 meters. They've caught you because they're known to run up to 40 kilometers per hour. That's faster than any man can run. Not even Usain Bolt can do that. So you can never outrun elephants or rule that one out. So running sometimes not the best solution. And I would urge you, if you are brave enough, stand your ground, clap your hands, and then until that elephant moves back, and then you can withdraw from the situation.
E tshwanang ya ditou tota gongwe go ka nna botoka ga re ka tsenyetswa fence yone ya motlakase ka kwa morago gore go kgaogangwe masimo le tsone.
Tsena ko South Africa mo ke tsenye dipolasi maloba ga ke ya Gauteng. Ditou di mo polasi, dinare di mo polasi, dithuto di mo polasi, sengwe le sengwe ditau di mo polasi. Ba kwadile ha o tsena hela ka serious te gone ka yone tuna e tsenang ka tlokwe yone ya tlokwe ba kgaogantse ka motlakase.
There are schemes in place to compensate those who are affected. Recently, the government of Botswana has given Mozambique 500 elephants. This is another way of minimizing overstocking and making sure that the human-wildlife conflict remain in balance.